Welcome to Books on Point. Sentenced to lockdown, regarded as non-essential, a group of 30 South African writers got together in a virtual Corona collective to pen Lockdown Extended. This historical jam includes a list of South Africa's most celebrated and awarded fiction and non-fiction authors, including Sisonke Msimang, Lebu Mashile, Fred Khumalo, Kaya Dlanga, and Marion Tham. Profound, mad, sad, insightful, and also hilarious and uplifting, each writer digs deep to find true meaning in the time of Corona. We're joined by Melinda Ferguson, who is the editor of the book. Melinda, thank you so much for your time. Melinda, well, I'm sure she can hear us. Let's talk about the process of putting the book together. I can imagine it was absolutely mad trying to get 30 of South Africa's best writers together to pen something that's very creative and very inspiring.
Well, I mean, this whole time has been so insane. I think as soon as we went into a state of disaster in this country, and then lockdown, I was either going to fall over and just never get out of bed, or I decided I better put some energy to use. And yeah, I went a bit mental, to be honest. I got first book, 17 authors together. They wrote the book in 7 days, which is a miracle, because most authors are great procrastinators. The first book went live just after the first lockdown as an ebook, of course, because we can't do we haven't been able to publish hard copy books. And the second book I managed to get together in 10 days, and that was with 30 of South Africa's most incredible authors, Fred Khumalo, Lebu Mashile, Phumla Dineo-Qola, Sisonke Msimang, Ben Travato. I could go on forever. 30 authors, they all pulled together, and that book went live about 10 days ago on Amazon and Kobo.
I was reading Lebu Mashile's chapter. It's titled No Laughing Matter, and she talks about how South Africans are very good at laughing at themselves. But in her industry, she's found that, you know, the creative value chain has just basically been put on complete standstill as a result of the coronavirus. From some of the stories that you read, I mean, I'm sure it was very touching, very emotional, especially for you as a writer who, as you mentioned in your chapter, you spend so much time traveling.
Yeah, look, I mean, the book is it's very sad on some level. Sorry, someone's sending me emails. It's very sad. It's also incredibly funny. It's kind of a really good, I think, reflection of a lot of South African different kinds of ways of doing things, because often people do find humor is a good way to cope in terrible times, and then other people go deep into stress, trauma. There are some very well written academic type pieces as well. Phumla Dineo-Qola, Professor Phumla, she talks about class, the disparity of class, of the restriction of movement. She looks at Sharpeville. She brings a whole lot of threads that are really, really fascinating into this time. I mean, I'm hoping that this book, these two books, and I am working on a print copy at the moment. I'm putting the lockdown collection together, which is a combination of both books. I'm hoping it'll be a historical kind of thing that we look back at, hopefully, when we get out of this, and remember these days and this time as such a unique and traumatic, but also perhaps an opportunity for us to look deep inside ourselves and start making some changes.
On the back of that, then, how are you coping, you know, with the lockdown as a writer and the creativity behind it? I mean, are you finding that you're a lot more productive?
I'm working much harder. I think that if I stop working, I'm probably not going to get out of bed. I often walk around with my slippers and my pajama pants, and maybe underneath here there are still my pajama pants on. I'm finding that all days have become one, so I don't take weekends, I don't take public holidays. I just work. I am a bit scared that suddenly I'm just going to fall over and not want to work at all. But I think I'm one of those people that I'm blessed to have actually a very deep pool of energy. The first few days I couldn't get out of bed. Yes, that's the first book. That's Lockdown, the Corona Chronicles. That was our first book that we're looking at right now. Only available, that book, as an ebook, because we haven't been able to access print copy books for the whole of lockdown so far.
Well, Melinda, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. That is Melinda Ferguson, who's written the book Lockdown Extended. Some of South Africa's really great authors contributing to that book, talking about their experiences and how they feel that the lockdown was extended, and some touching on the creative industry.